Welcome to the Homemade Mother. My name is Jasmine, and this is my channel. Okay guys, do you know what time it is? That's right, it's bacon time. And we are finally at the point in our 3-part video where I get to do my favorite Christmas cookie. This cookie is the stuff of legends, okay? This is where bakers go to become the best bakers in the world. Okay, not actually. I mean, honestly, I have no idea if anyone else makes this cookie. In fact, every time I tell people about this cookie, they look at me like, what the heck does your family do? Like, I don't know anybody else that actually makes this cookie for Christmas, or at all, for that matter. But these are my favorite cookies. I grew up on these cookies and we only ever made them at Christmas time, which made them extra special. So every time I make them, I just get this little bit of like, ooh, inside of me that I just can't hold back. So without further ado, today we are going to be making peppermint candy cane cookies. This has been bothering me for a while. I had to go look it up because I just don't understand. And I still can't figure it out. But like, why the heck is peppermint called peppermint? Is it like the mint of the pepper? I don't understand. I don't, and it's weird, and we are not very good at naming things. This is what I've learned. Like peppermint. I don't know, it's weird. Candy cane. Well, I guess a candy cane makes sense. It's a cane shape made out of candy. Not the point. Okay, so today we are going to be making peppermint candy cane cookies. It's a mouthful, I know, but they're really, really good. Anytime I bring these to a party, they always get eaten first because they're a little bit on the weird side of like, nobody makes these cookies, but they're really good. Unless you really hate peppermint, and then I'm sorry, I can't help you. You should probably turn this video off. Yeah, okay. Let's get started with our baking. As always, we start with our butter. We've got 1 cup of butter here that we're gonna toss in to our KitchenAid mixer. I say this every time, but in case you're wondering what kind of butter I'm using, I use a brand called Melt. Melt is the best non-dairy butter that I have ever found. I've tried a lot of varieties. Some are okay, they work, but not quite as nicely. Some have terrible, terrible flavors and should never be used, ever. Should really be banned from the market because they're just so bad. This one is the best butter. So I have no idea if it's available in the States, but I know I can get it here in Canada. So that's really all that matters. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna cream our butter and then we're gonna add our sugar in. So that's 1 cup of butter. Cream it real good. 1 cup of butter. Then we need 1 cup of sugar. Okay. Now we add our egg. All right, and we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 1 teaspoon of peppermint extract. Whew, that peppermint is strong. Dang. That peppermint is so strong, I feel like I could just like breathe it in and pass out, like it's potent. But that's how we like it. That's how we like it. That's how you make a good cookie. So now what we're gonna do is go back and forth between adding our milk and our flour. So you need 1/2 cup of milk. And what I use is silk coconut milk because you could use almond milk or soy milk or oat milk or whatever. I think the coconut is the best one because it doesn't have too strong of a flavor. It doesn't have any weird texture to it. So it kind of just blends right in, and the peppermint and the vanilla cover it up so you can't even tell that it's there. And then we're gonna need 3.5 cups of flour. So what we're gonna do is go back and forth between the two, adding a cup of flour and then a little bit of milk and then another cup of flour and a little bit of milk, so on and so forth, till we've gotten all of our flour in there. This helps to keep you from over mixing your flour, and also so that you don't have like a big like nuclear explosion of flour come out. I have done that many a times. My husband believes that I truly enjoy making giant messes of the kitchen every time I bake, because there's just like shards of dough and ash of flour everywhere. So he thinks that I do it on purpose. I don't. But I do believe that making a mess can be just as much fun as keeping things clean, which is weird because I really like things clean. Let's add our flour in. Okay, here's 1 cup. And then while it's mixing, what we're gonna do is just add a little bit of milk into the mixture, making sure to scrape off your tip. Okay, this is cup number 2. And again, we're just gonna add a little bit of milk. This is cup number 3. Add some more milk in. Now your dough should be sticking at this point. It shouldn't look like batter, being really, really flowy, but it shouldn't look incredibly dry. So we're just gonna add in our 1/2 cup of flour. Okay, here's our 1/2 cup. And what we're gonna do is add in the remainder of our milk. So now what we're gonna do is add in a teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. All right, as you can see, my dough is all in this one corner. That's a good sign. That means that it's sticking together pretty well. It's looking pretty sticky, which is good. Now with this dough specifically, what I always do is throw it in the fridge for an hour, let it cool, because otherwise what we're gonna do next is gonna be torturous. Let's do the fun part first. Now, if you were sitting there thinking, okay, I know you said they were peppermint candy cane cookies, but they just sound like peppermint cookies at this point. Well, you would be right, my friend, because I haven't gotten to the good part yet. This is probably one of my favorite parts of making these cookies. Now what we're gonna do to make them actually peppermint candy cane cookies, as opposed to just peppermint, is we're gonna take 1/2 of our dough out of the mixing bowl. So we've got 1/2 of our dough in a bowl, and the other 1/2 is gonna stay in our mixing bowl. And what we're gonna do is color this 1/2 so that you can get that candy cane look. I normally do red because I just think that's the classic candy cane color. But we had a bit of a mishap with the red. It may or may not have kind of gotten everywhere and looked a little bit like a crime scene. So we're not doing red today. Today we're gonna have a little bit of fun, and we're actually gonna do burgundy because I wanted something that was close to red since I didn't have red. Now you could literally do any color. You could do blue, green, orange, yellow, I don't know, whatever your heart contents. Whatever candy canes you normally buy, just color them like that. So I like to use the gel colorant. I just find it keeps the texture nice, whereas if you add in food coloring with the little droplets, the liquid stuff, because it's liquid, it tends to change the consistency of whatever you're putting it into. I just like this one also because it's so concentrated, I get a better color. But you can use food coloring if you want. So we're just gonna take a little bit of colorant, stick it into our dough. Ew, it's so girly. And we're gonna mix it right up. All right, our dough is colored. It's this nice light burgundy. I'm liking it. I think it's candy cane-like. It's close enough to what I'm wanting. I could add in more, but I think honestly I prefer to stay as far away from too much food coloring as possible. Now I'm gonna go and throw this dough into the fridge for an hour, and we'll come back and make some candy canes. So the dough has been in the fridge for an hour,
And now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little piece of white and a little piece of the red, and we are going to roll them into long noodles. And once you've rolled them into long noodles, what you're going to do is you're going to put them together and give them a good twist so they get that candy cane twist on them. And then what you're going to do is take the top of your little noodles and curve it into a candy cane shape. That's basically it. So now we're just going to do that to the rest of them.
All right, so I can't wait to eat these. You know, they're my favorite cookies. These off the pan. Our cookies are done, and you know, the sad, broken cookies, they just have to get eaten. Still good. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed all of the Christmas baking we did. And well, next week is Christmas, so I will be spending the whole week hanging out with my family and enjoying the Christmas season. So we'll see you after Christmas when we'll do something that helps you and me keep our lives just a little bit more homemade. Ta-ta for now.